Are you or a loved one disabled? Do you feel alone, lost, and confused as to how to win your Social Security case? If you're watching this video, it's probably because you have so many questions and you're desperately looking for the answers. Hi, my name is Avi Leibovic, and I'm the owner at Benefits for All and the lead attorney at Avi Leibovic Associates. Over the course of my 20-year career, I've overseen the processing and screening of over 500,000 disability cases, working with the largest hospitals, neighborhood clinics, primary care physicians, and even individuals who had no access to care at all. My strategies for how to win the case have made me one of the top experts in Social Security law in the entire nation. My life and my career were going great. And then one day it all came crashing down. It started first with some abdominal pains. And before I knew it, I'd been admitted to the hospital several times and I required multiple surgeries. I found myself unable to work and disabled and in desperate need of my own benefits. I understand exactly how you feel. I was in your shoes. And I'm going to take you through the process and help you and give you everything that I know so that you can win your case. I'm recovered and I'm back at work. And I have a newfound passion for helping disabled people because I myself have been there too. Call our office today for a free screening and to see how we can help you with your Social Security case. At the same time, enjoy these videos and webinars that we've prepared to help you understand how to win your Social Security case. Hi everyone, this is Avi Leibovic and you're watching another one of the amazing webinars brought to you by Benefits for All, where we teach you how to win your Social Security disability case without having to pay the cost for an expensive attorney. Today's topic is follow the leader. What do I mean by follow the leader? We all remember when we were little, right? The kids in the school playground, they'd say, let's play follow the leader, right? And everyone would follow the leader and then someone would say, well, it's my turn. And you'd follow that person and they'd say, well, it's my turn. You'd follow that person and everyone would be the leader. Now, when you play in a little school ground, it's fine. But when you get into life, right, you get out into the real world, playing follow the leader sometimes works and it sometimes doesn't work. If you're following someone who knows where they're going, then terrific. You can play follow the leader all day long because that person is headed to a destination. Hopefully it's the same destination that you're going to, and you could follow them and you can get where you need to go to. However, if you're following someone who has no idea where they're going, then what does it help you to follow them? You're just gonna end up lost, you're gonna end up nowhere. So sometimes playing follow the leader doesn't really work. We're in Boise City, Oklahoma, and behind me, as you see, is the Santa Fe Trail, at least one of the historical markers of it. Surveyed by J.C. Brown, 1826, 1827, heaviest traffic during the California Gold Rush. 1849, abandoned on the completion of the AT&SF Railroad in 1880. So until the railroad came along, what you're seeing in front of you was a part of the Santa Fe Trail, and it was used so heavily as the primary road and link between eastern United States and Mexico. If they wanted to do trade and go back and forth, they followed this trail. So let's talk about that for one more second. I know you're saying, what does this have to do with Social Security? And I'm going to tell you. Let's say that I go ahead and I'm living somewhere in eastern New York or eastern United States back in that time, and I came up with some type of product that I wanted to sell. Let's just say I'm selling cotton or whatever it is. I want to go ahead and I said, I got a good idea. Let me go sell it in Mexico, or let me go to Mexico and buy something and sell it back here where I live in the United States. Am I going to just get on my horse and get on my wagon and just kind of like feel the wind and kind of say, well, I think it's that way, or maybe it's that way, or maybe it's that way? Which way am I going? I don't know where I'm going. So I have to follow the leader. I have to go to those people and rely on those people and trust those people who went ahead of me and who paved the way to make sure that I had an easy path from my starting point to to my destination. Only because people ahead of me paved the way am I able to go ahead and benefit from their hard work and exploration? In some ways, we could say the same thing. We all have our cell phones now. Well, people had to pave the way for that, for us to enjoy our cell phones in 2016. Someone had to invent the telephone, we know that. Someone had to go ahead and dig holes and lay all the wires and all the telephone lines across the United States. Someone had to spend hours and hours and millions of dollars to design satellites to go in the air, in the space, so we could bounce our data and our telephone, right, to new locations. I'm following the leader. I didn't create the phone, but I know how to use it, and I know how to benefit from it because other people before me put in the hard work. I am enjoying the fruits of their labor. And you know what, folks? Just like the people in Santa Fe and who used the Santa Fe Trail benefited from the hard work of those before them who laid the track, and they were able to go and sell their products. And just like we can use the telephone, right, or the video camera that I'm recording this on, or anything else, the computers, because of the hard work of other people before us who led the way, and we are following them, so too with us. We are going to follow the leader. What does that mean? That means that by watching this webinar, you're not just going ahead and experimenting on your case. You're not playing games, maybe this will work and maybe that will work, and let's try this way and let's try that way. Maybe I need to submit this, maybe I need to submit that, maybe I need to call this one, maybe I need to call that one, maybe this office is better than that office, or this judge is better than that judge. I don't really know which way I'm going because it's all new to me. That's you. But guess who's the leader? Guess who's been down this path over 100,000 times and who's successfully represented more claimants in California, humbly, than I think any other representative. Check it out. Only because I've been able to travel this path so many times am I able to stand here now on this camera in front of the Santa Fe Trail, middle of Oklahoma, and tell you, follow the leader. Listen to what I'm telling you. Break it down piece by piece, and you're gonna win your case. Again, a caveat, I don't promise you win your case because I'm not a doctor and I don't know if you're disabled or not. I'm assuming that the doctor has told you that you're disabled. I'm telling you as the attorney, what is the legal process? What are the forms? What are the procedural things that you need to do in order to take yourself from the starting point to the destination? Now in this case, what's our destination? Getting approved, getting your money. And isn't that interesting? The California Gold Rush, they were looking for gold and they were traveling around, following the leader to get the pot of gold, to get to the mine, to dig it out. Hard work, wasn't easy to dig it out, but if they got that gold nugget, whoo, they're in good shape. Just like they followed the leader, they followed the trail, they got the gold, they got the benefits. You're following the leader. You're following the trail that others before me have paved, right? I'm a young guy, but let me tell you something. I put a lot of mileage down on that road, right? I put a lot of mileage down on that Social Security eligibility and appeals road. Applications, no problem, I've seen them all. Reconsiderations, no problem. Any issue, I've seen it. Hearings before a judge, we're good to go. I've been there more times than you can even, that both of us can count. So what we need to do is like this. First thing we need to do is we need to calm down. Okay, we're gonna smile, we're gonna breathe in, we're gonna breathe out, we're gonna relax. I know you don't feel well. I know that this is a very scary process for you. I know maybe even some of your friends told you, you're insane. You need to hire an attorney. What are you playing around trying to do this on your own for? And maybe they're right. I don't know your personal situation. I don't know how you're feeling. And some people really may not be up to this physically and mentally. And if that's the case, you can still call my office, www.andbenefitsforall. Check out the telephone number on the page or on the bottom of the screen. Connect with our office, get a free screening. We'll see if we can help you. But if you are able to do it, and you think that you're not feeling well, but you can still handle something like this, just break it down really slowly anytime you get confused. See, you get lost when you don't know where you're going. You always get to your destination, though, if you're following the leader, you're following the trail, you know where you're going. So what's the trail? What's the Santa Fe Trail that gets us to the gold nugget? What is the path that we need, the trail that we need to get an SSI and SSDI approval on your case? Very simple. We've spoken about it so many times. We're just starting with an application. Is it an SSI application? Is it an SSDI application? Little quiz. Everyone remember what SSI stands for? You should know by now. Supplemental Security Income. A little quiz. Part 2. Anyone remembers what SSDI stands for? Social Security Disability Insurance. What is the difference between the two? Did you watch that webinar? If you didn't, you should. If you can't answer the question, download it. SSI is a needs-based program. There's certain criteria as to residency, as to income, as to resources, as to citizenship, and of course the medical part. SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, it's not a need-based program. You've paid into that program over the years where your hard work, you took a little bit of money off from your paycheck every week, or every quarter, whatever it is, to pay into the system. And it wasn't just for your retirement benefits, it's for your disability benefits for exactly this moment now, when you're sick and you're not feeling well and you need help. So I'm gonna help you get it. So break it down nice and slow, follow the leader, follow the trail. Oklahoma, we're on the Santa Fe Trail. We need an application. Okay. We just said, is it SSI? Is it SSDI? Is it both? In most cases, you should know if you've paid into the system. If you've paid into the system, then the question becomes, well, how many credits do I have? So you need to call the Social Security District Office to determine if you have enough credits. Remember that webinar. I'm not going to go into it now, but download it. You need to find out when those credits expire. That's called the date last insured. You need to find out how many credits you have, if it's enough. There's a sliding scale based on age. Check out the webinar on that. Most cases, it's 40 credits, right? 40 credits. If you have the credits, you can go for SSDI. You may also be able to get SSI depending on how much money you have or don't have, right? And you'll have to go through that webinar also to determine, am I eligible for SSI instead of SSDI, or am I eligible for SSI together with SSDI? Once you know what you're applying for, right? And if you really want, you can apply for both. If you're just not sure, I don't know, just apply for both. Social Security will deny you on the SSDI, and hopefully they'll approve you on the SSI. Or they'll deny you completely, right? Or you'll win them both. But once you submit them, it's just a checkbox. You're good to go. So now you know you're applying. Where am I applying? Oh, we talked about this. At your local district office or online at www.ssa.gov. I'm going online, or I'm going to the district office, I'm getting the papers and the forms. Which forms do I need to fill out to get this process started? Watch the webinar. We've covered all the forms that you need to get the process started and to get it going. Well, while I filled out the forms, because I've explained them all to you, where do I send them again? Oh, we're back online, www.ssa.gov. We're putting in the SSA search bar above, locate offices, and it'll ask you your zip code, and it will tell you which is your office. If you don't know your zip code, you clearly need to figure it out. Or if you're transient and you're moving around, you need to find an address that's going to take your mail. Right? There's many homeless people that I know who use the address of a shelter. There's people who are going from state to state for different reasons, and they use the address of a family member or someone who they can trust. So now you know which district office you're submitting it to. Or if you're doing it electronically online, you can do it online. Now I've submitted it, what happens? Did you watch the webinar? Does everyone remember? We're following the leader. Not so hard. Millions of people before us have done it. We're just following right after them. The district office is only going to work out the eligibility for the citizenship, the residency, the income, and the resources. You may have to give them paperwork, your proof of birth, where you were born, how much money you have in the bank, proof of residency, pay stubs. There might be items that you need to give them, but at least you know you have that part covered at the district office. You know who your district worker is, your claim worker is. You have their number. You know how to reach them, and you know them on a first name basis because you've introduced yourself to them. You said, hi, this is Avi Leibovic. I submitted a claim to your office online, or nice to meet you. Who's handling my case? What's the name of the worker? Oh, okay. John, great. What's his last? Doe, John Doe, great. What's his extension? Is he at his desk now? Can I talk with him? You're calling him, you're leaving a message. John, I was told by the supervisor that you have my case. Please call me, I'd like to talk with you about it. I don't want it denied, I don't want any problems, just call me and talk about it. You're then working with getting the medical records to DDS, Disability Determination Services, because DDS makes the decision on what? On the medical part, and the district office makes a decision, like we said, on the residency, or the citizenship, or the income, or the resources, or if it's an SSDI case, the district office is making the determination on the credits, the number of credits, and whether or not you're eligible, and whether it expired or not. You're calling up DDS and you're saying, hi, I understand my case is in your office, right? My claims worker in the district office gave me your number. Who's working my case? Oh, Jane? Okay. Jane Doe? Great. You called Jane Doe? Nice to meet you. I was told by your supervisor you have my case. I'm representing myself. I think I know what I'm doing, but I need your help, and I just want to introduce myself so I could work with you in partnership. Keywords, buzzwords, partnership, so we can work together to get this approved. Then when the person gets on the phone, eventually calls you back, you say hi, you tell them who you are. You give them all your emergency contact numbers because you need to make sure that they don't lose you. If you're changing addresses, you're updating your address with them and with the district office. And you're telling the person, listen, I'm going to work with you to get my medical records. I don't want you to deny this case without calling me. Do not deny this case without calling me. I need to get you everything that you need. And then you begin the process of calling. Instead of an attorney doing it, you're doing it. Well, I don't want to do it. Let the attorney do it. Good, so go pay the attorney 25% or $6,000. No problem. A lot of attorneys would be happy to take that money. I'm telling you, you don't necessarily need to do it. Why? Because on the web page in front of you is the form to request medical records. All you need to do is write in the address of your doctor and the dates of when you think you need your medical records from. I need from 2015 to 2016. I need from 2012 to 2014. Here's the address to send them to you, give them to your address. And you do that for all your doctors. If you don't have doctors, you don't have notes, right? And that's for all the doctors. Hospitals, doctors, specialists, outpatient, acupuncture, everything. Everything. Chiropractors, you name it. Whatever you have, you're giving it. If you were in a workers' comp case, you're calling your old workers' comp attorney and you're getting the reports, your medical reports from that old workers' comp case. If you were in a PI case, you're getting it. If you were in jail or incarcerated, you're calling the prison, you're getting it. Don't forget that. If you're a vet and VA helped you, you're calling the VA office and you're getting your medical records. You're giving them everything. And then you're calling this DDS again. You're saying, hey, Jane, remember me? I got you everything. How's it looking? Tell me what else you need. If you need another exam, I'm going to go schedule it now. Don't deny me. These are tricks of the trade to get a quick, efficient, effective response, hopefully with an approval. Eventually you do everything right. Hopefully you're going to get approved on your application. Again, I don't know your medical condition, but hopefully you're going to get approved on your application, at least procedurally and process-wise. I tell you what you need to do. One more point, when you get all these medical records, how are you going to give them in? Oh, well, what am I supposed to do with them now that I got them in my house? Well, either number one, you can go ahead and you could make a photocopy and give it to them, never give them the originals. Or number two, you can go to a Kinko's or a Staples or a Walmart and pay for a scanning and get a scan done. And on the ERE, the Electronic Records Express, you can submit it, through email. You just put the barcode on top. From there, you go to what? If you get denied, you're going to request a reconsideration. The reconsideration stage is very important. Now, if you check your state, we have a lot of different approval and denial rates for the states. It depends which state you're in. Some states are getting very high approval rates and some states have very, very low approval rates. You want to check which state you're in. For the reconsideration stage is a very tough level to win at because the Social Security Administration is trying to cut out those people who are not legitimately disabled. So because they're not legitimately disabled, they have a very, very low approval rate on the reconsideration. Which forms do I fill out for the reconsideration? I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. Watch the webinar. All the forms are there telling you what you need to do. Same process, fill them out. Are there new medical records? If they are, same process, submit them. Request them, submit them. Hopefully you're going to win. Now mind you, if you wanted the application or if you wanted the recon, it's going to go to the payment center, download the webinars on payments so you can figure out how the money is going to come to you. But if your case is still denied after request for reconsideration, you're going to want to request a hearing before an administrative law judge, right? You're disabled. You want your day in court. You want to go ahead and you want to say, listen, I don't care what DDS said. I don't care what the district office said. I'm happy. Well, I'm not happy, but okay, fine. They deny me an application and they deny me a recon, but you know what? I want my day in court. Whether it's a technical denial or a medical denial. Remember, a medical denial is they deny you because of your medical condition. A technical denial is any other denial other than a medical condition. They may have denied you because of what? Because maybe you didn't show proper proof of citizenship, or maybe because you had too much income, or you had too much resources, or there's something going on there that's snaring it up. You had an untimely filing on the reconsideration. It was past 60, 65 days, right? There's a lot of reasons why you can have a technical denial. And you can still go to hearing for those technical denials. How do I request the hearing? Hello, follow the leader. You know how to request the hearing. The forms are right there. Fill out the forms. Now this time when you fill out the forms, the request for hearing is going to, again, the local district office. But they're just processing it really quickly, and then they're moving the whole thing over to the ODAR. The ODAR is the Office of Disability Adjudication and Review. That's the office where the judge is. You're doing the same thing. You're picking up the phone and you're calling the ODAR. You're making sure that the case got there, that nothing got lost. It's all electronic now. In the old days, it was actually hard files. It's harder to get lost now, but you still want to make sure that it's gotten there, it's assigned to a judge. Sometimes the dockets for the judges and the dates for hearing are so filled up that it will just sit in the ODAR for months. Months. Don't be scared. It's not going to be weeks. It's going to be months until there's an opening on the calendar. And then they'll call you, the ODAR, and they'll say the judge is free on this date at this time, and you'll schedule your hearing. Now, what are you doing during this wait period? Remember, we went through state by state what the waiting time is to get a hearing before the judge. Most states are hanging out at around 10 months, 11 months, 12 months, but some states are as high as 15, 16, 17 months. Now you have to remember the 15, 16, 17 months is on top of the amount of time that you've gone ahead and already waited for what? You've waited for your application to get approved, and you've waited for your hearing, your reconsideration to get approved or denied. So because they got denied the application, and because the recon got denied, and now you have to wait a year and a half for your hearing, you're talking about a 2-year process from beginning to end. What are you doing during this time? You're not going ahead and you're not sitting still and doing nothing. You're continuing to go to the doctor. You're continuing to get examinations, to getting updated labs, to getting updated x-rays. If you need assistive devices for your neck, for your back, for your wrist, for your legs, crutches, canes, walkers, breathing apparatus, sleeping apparatus, whatever you need, you're working to do that all through this waiting period. And then as new medical records are being created by your doctors, you're updating the judge's office, the ODAR, with those updated records. It's continuously updating until the day of your hearing. I don't care if 1 day before your hearing or 3 hours before your hearing, you ended up in the emergency room. You know what you're gonna do if you ended up in the emergency room 3 hours before your hearing? You're gonna ask them for a copy of the discharge summary. And then you're going to give it to the judge the morning of the hearing and say, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I just got it right now. Here is the discharge summary. Please keep the record open after the hearing because I'm going to submit to you the correct, full, complete medical records. So you're good to go. You have everything. Remember, we're not creating this on our own. We're not doing this out of the air. We're in Oklahoma. Think of the Santa Fe Trail. Think of how this was the busiest trail during the California gold rush. They were going to get the gold. You're going to get your gold and get approved. We're following the leader. We're following those people before us who've already gotten their cases approved and who have figured out the way how to win quickly. You don't want to win over so much time. You're going to get too sick. I want you to get approved quickly. You need the money to pay for your shelter. You don't want to get evicted. You need the money to pay for your utilities, gas, electricity, water. You need the money to pay for your food. Maybe an aide, an assistant, someone to help you out. There's a lot that you need to do. So you're constantly updating. So we've gone through, very comfortably, we've gone through what? We've gone through the application and all the forms and how to submit it. The reconsideration and all the forms and how to submit it, together with the medical records. We've gone through the
request for hearing before an administrative law judge, and all the forms, and how to submit it to the ODAR. And we're getting more records. And then finally, showtime at the Apollo, as they say. It's your day in court. We're just following the leader. Now, I'm going to wrap this up right now to just say you're going to have your day in court. Hopefully you're going to get approved. And then you move to the payment center to go ahead and get your benefits. I'm not going to take the time now to go into what you need to do in the court, how you need to present your case, and what needs to be done. Not because I don't want to give you the information. Of course I want to give you the information. But I want you to give it to you in little pieces. I want you to have a little bit, absorb it, digest it, let it marinate, you know what I'm saying? Let it settle, understand it, and then move to the next piece, and then move to the next piece, and then move to the next piece. There's different webinars. There's going to be several webinars just on how to handle the hearing, how to present your case at the hearing, how to persuade the judge at your hearing, how to deal with the medical expert at your hearing, how to deal with the vocational expert at your hearing. It's all there. All you have to do is take your finger, you just have to click the button. If it's a touch screen, you can just touch the screen. Click, and then you push the other button. Download. Wasn't that easy? Click, download, and then watch. Get a tea, get a coffee, have some hot soup, put your feet up if you need to elevate your feet, take little breaks if you need to take a nap, if you're tired from medications or whatnot. Have some ice cream and popcorn. I want you to be comfortable. This is a hard process. Remember, you know, I was reading one of the signs over there. It was 800 miles from Mexico to wherever some of the destination on the Santa Fe Trail, 800 miles. It was by wagons. It could take more than 7 weeks. Can you imagine being in the elements for 7 weeks? And we're not talking about, you know, updated 2016 cars with suspension and, you know, comfortable luxury rides and air conditioning when it's hot and heaters when it's cold. All right? Some of the newer cars, the fancy cars, they got air conditioning and heaters right on your seat. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about being outside, the wild, wild west. It's dangerous. Bandits. We have other webinars where I think we're maybe going to go to some of the graves of Jesse James, Billy the Kid, the Dalton Gang, a whole bunch of great places we're going to go. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun, and we're going to learn together, and we're going to win together, and we're just following the leader. Are we good? I think we're good. Should we follow the leader and get the gold, get paid, get approved? They followed the trail. They knew where they were going. We're following the trail too. It's not so hard. Well, it's very, very hard and very, very confusing if you don't know what you're doing. It's a maze. Like, you know, in a cornfield, it's just a maze. You know, north, south, east, west, up, down. You don't know where you're going. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know what to do. Of course you need an attorney. Or of course you need a social worker. Or of course you need a representative or someone from maybe a nonprofit to help you. It's impossible to figure out. Until, and benefits for all. Until Avi Leibovic came along and I said, this is how you do it. Now, I'm probably going to become like a wanted man, just like Jesse James and all these other guys were wanted, right? Dead or alive. They're going to have pictures of me hanging up all through the United States because the attorneys, the disability attorneys out there are going to want to get me and strangle me and kill me. Why? Hang him up, string him up, quickly. And then after you string him up, shoot him to make sure he's dead. And then throw him in the river again to make sure he's doubly dead, triply dead. We hung him, we shot him, and we drowned him. And then maybe we burned him too, God forbid. But why are they all going to get upset with me? Why do you think? Because just like you have some of these magicians who reveal the secrets of the magician, right? There's a magician code. You're not allowed to tell the trick, right? A magician never, you know, shares his trick and never does it twice. The attorneys, the Social Security disability attorneys, they're all good people, men and women, young and old, whichever state they're in. They're good. Go for it. You want to pay the money? Go for it. They're not swindling you, most of them. Although some of them are taking low-hanging fruit, meaning they're picking easy cases, they're getting them approved really quickly, and they're getting paid when they really did very little work other than just maybe submit a couple forms. But they're going to be upset with me because I'm like the magician who's telling all the secrets. I'm the attorney who's giving all the secrets to tell you how you can do this on your own. Save the money. Again, caveat, if you can't do it because you're not feeling well, then you can't do it. But if you can do it and you're up to it, just follow the leader. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, Step 5, Webinar 1, Webinar 2, Webinar 3, Webinar 4. You see how it all comes together? It's so easy. The other attorneys are gonna kill me. That's that Avi Leibovic guy from the internet. He's telling everyone the secrets. He can't do that. He's not allowed. I don't know. Come get me. Catch me if you can. You know why I'm doing this? Believe me, I've won plenty of cases already. The number one reason that people would call for an attorney often was when they would call for a hearing, right? They would sometimes say, I have an application, they denied it, it's not fair. It's not fair. Nothing is fair. They're out to get me. They didn't treat me fair. My cousin got approved. My sister got approved. My neighbor got approved. My neighbor, she's not even sick at all. She's just getting approved. And this one got, you can't it's not apples to apples. Every case is different. But I'm teaching you how to win your case, right? And I'm teaching you how to do it in the right way. We're gonna go, because we got more to go. The sun is going down, and I want to get to the next location and shoot it before the sun goes down. Come out to Oklahoma. Santa Fe Trail. Remember that. Have the imagery in your mind. This is the image I want you to have in your mind. And I want you to imagine yourself sitting at the front of that wagon there with the horses and stuff, like the horses, and smiling. Gonna get that gold, gonna get that gold, gonna get that gold. And maybe your travel companion says to you, how do you know which way you're going? How do you know you're gonna get the gold? Aha, because others before me have created the trail. I know which direction I'm going, and I know that others have gotten to that destination from this trail. I'm gonna follow them. You're following me. Follow the leader, right? Remember from the beginning, follow the leader. I'm gonna take you to where you need to go. I don't know how you feel. I don't know if the medical records show that you're disabled. You know, you have a lot of people who come to me and they don't feel well. And you have to understand there's a difference between having a medical condition and being disabled. What do I mean? This is very important. This is very important because you need to ask this to yourself before you move forward. There's a difference between having a medical condition and being disabled. I'll give you some examples. We all know people who have asthma when we were growing up in school, we were young, right? They have asthma attacks. Okay, it's part of the world, part of life. No big deal. I mean, it's a big deal for them, but you know, it's just, you know, one of the things. Are they disabled because they have asthma? Not necessarily. They take out their little inhaler, right? And they're good to go. They're back in action in a few minutes. I know people who work with me who have asthma and they carry the inhaler in their pocket. Are they disabled? No. They have a medical condition called asthma. But on the other hand, depending on how many asthma attacks you have a day or a month, and depending on how long it goes for, you may be disabled. So you see, sometimes asthma can just be a medical condition, but sometimes it could be a medical condition that gets to the severity of being disabled. We all know people who have diabetes. Many members of my family have diabetes, right? They take a pill, they take insulin, they watch their sugar levels, they're good to go. They watch their diet, they check themselves, they're good to go. Is it difficult? Yeah, it's difficult. Are they disabled? Oh, not necessarily. That's a medical condition. But on the other hand, if the diabetes gets to a point where you become disabled, right? You have tingling in your fingers and you have neuropathy and all these different things are going on. What was before a medical condition now became a medical condition that became disabling. Same with depression. Everyone has some depression, right? Everyone has problems in life. Life is hard. Whether it's financial problems or family problems or just whatever problems you have on your mind. Okay, so you take some pills and you move on, or you go for therapy, you talk, you exercise, you take walks on the beach, you paint, do poetry, whatever you like to do to calm yourself down and make yourself happy. But you have a medical condition, depression. Is it disabling? Not necessarily. But depression can become disabling, depending on what? Depending on how severe it is. And we have rules and listings that show what you need to show in the medical records for depression, for asthma, for diabetes, and for every other medical condition. I'm going to show you how to do it all. Just breathe in, breathe out, watch some webinars, relax. You need to call our office. Call our office. It's money well spent. If each of you understood how valuable these webinars are, if each of you understood that these webinars will save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, you'd be buying them and you'd be sending them to your friends, because even though you're giving a little bit, you're buying something, right? Believe me, you're going to win your case. You're not giving $6,000 to the attorney. You're going to win your case for a few $100s. You just need to put the time, you need to put the effort in, but you'll save that money. That's your money for you. Avi Leibovic and benefits for all. Pledge allegiance to the flag. United States of America. What a great country. Republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Justice, due process, fair. Everything's got to be fair. We're on benefits for all. We're making sure that what? That in the pursuit of your benefits, there's justice for all. We're making sure that Social Security is treating you fairly. We're making sure that you're getting your benefits, that you're having justice, that you're having your day in court, and that you know how to win your day in court. Okay? I look forward to going through the United States with you, going tip to tip, going, I don't want to say city to city, but state to state, as many cities as I can, getting to know the people, getting to meet the people at the offices, Social Security, who work there, the ODARs. Because a guy from California can't just come and represent a guy from, Oklahoma. A guy from California can't just come and represent a person from, Vermont. A guy from New York, I'm from both places, right? I was born in New York. The guy from New York can't just come and, represent a guy from Arizona. They're like different people. It's like talking different languages. You don't understand how the healthcare is provided over there. You don't understand the stand. You need to kind of get a feeling of everything. So that's what we're doing. This is going to work. It's going to be great. I know you can do it. You have to believe in yourself. It's going to be fantastic. For the last time, I'm Avi Leibovic, WWW and Benefits for All. We are going to teach you how to win your Social Security case without having to pay the costs of an expensive attorney. I wish you the best of luck. I look forward to sharing more strategies, more tips, more gold nuggets, right, on how to win your case very soon. All the best. Thank you very much.